Andersen.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, Andersen, and welcome to a very special update. The hint I will give you for what ultra rare AMG we got is solar system. And if you understand what I mean by saying that, you probably have an idea or a guess. We got a Mars Red C55. Alright, you guys, and here it is, a Mars Red C55 AMG. Like I said, one of the rarest AMGs ever made. They're only a 2-year production car with probably in the US around 2,000 ever brought in, probably less than that, I can't remember off the top of my head. And in Mars Red, probably one of the rarest colors that they made, if not the rarest color. Now this car, as you can tell, has been sitting, and it has kind of a big flaw as to why it's been sitting. The transmission, as far as we know, has left the chat. We're gonna do some testing to verify that that's absolutely the case, but this car is actually from a knower of the channel, maybe subscriber, I'm not sure, but Rain is down in Texas and actually had contacted me a long time ago about this car, wanting to kind of collect information about manual swapping. I was helping him out back then, and this is probably over a year ago now, or maybe a little less than a year ago, but kind of had forgotten about that conversation. Go on the Facebook group that I'm in for C55s and randomly see a red C55 with, I didn't notice who the user was at the time, I just started reading pictures of it and saying, hey guys, what is this car's worth? Blown transmission. And I just commented and said, hey, I know a guy who can manual swap it, email me if you're interested. That's when Rain responded and I realized, oh, this is the same guy that I talked to before. Messaged me on Instagram after that, and the whole process kind of started from there. We figured out a number that he was comfortable with, that I was comfortable with. I had to pay for the shipping to get it up from Texas, which was about $1,600 in an enclosed trailer. The driver did a fantastic job, so thankful for that. But that expense added into it. We're just trying to figure out what was going to be a good number and settle on a good number for us. So the plan as of now, guys, obviously there's a lot to dive into. It's definitely got some things wrong with it. You know, cosmetically is a few things, and interior a few things, and then obviously mechanically, if the transmission is truly done for, that's going to be a big hurdle to go over. But overall, the bones of the car are there and strong, and these things are just fantastic cars to begin with. And it's just it's crazy to me right now to have a stock C55 again. Mine is so dramatically modified at this point that it's not really a stock anywhere near C55 anymore. I've kind of forgotten what it was like stock, to be honest, just because it's been through so many little modifications. But I think honestly we're gonna be able to get this thing up to snuff in not a lot of time, and it's definitely gonna take a good amount of effort, but I think it'll be worth it in the end, and we'll have something really cool in the end. So flaws to point out with, I guess we'll start. The bumper's definitely been through a bit of abuse, but nothing that can't be fixed. It's got some cracks there at the top, cracks there at the bottom. All of this can be kind of plastic welded, or you know, fiberglass back together and fixed, so that's okay. Missing a corner light over here, or a side marker light. The overall paint is still in really good shape, actually. Hard to tell with all the dust, but overall paint is good. The only spot that needs some attention is the spoiler. Has got some clear coat peel. Looks like, yeah, we definitely got some clear coat failure on the rear bumper as well. My car is also suffering from that, so not an uncommon issue, especially on a red car that's been in the heat of Texas. Not a rare thing to have. We have some TSW wheels on here right now. Look like strong wheels. TSW's got some good stuff. Brakes probably, yeah, rotors probably need to be done. And then interior wise, it's actually in really good shape. Seats are in really good shape. Still got the original floor mats. Steering wheel is in good shape. Everything just needs a good cleaning. The only major thing I guess would be the headliner is definitely sagging, so that will need to be sorted. Kind of looking forward to that, to be honest, because I'm going to be deleting the sunroof out of my C55, so it'd be cool to have a trial of taking everything out and redoing it. So that's not going to be terrible. Looks like my C55 also had the same thing with the side pillar panels, or A-pillar panels, fabric coming off. So those are easy to do. Yeah, it's got no power to it right now, and I don't have enough people here to help me push this thing into the garage where it will be for us to start diving into it. So it's gonna have to sit here right now, but gonna get this thing into the garage later and get it sorted. But right off the bat, guys, number one, I hope you guys are excited. I'm super excited. I finally have a non-silver or black AMG, so that's pretty cool. And I'm just excited for the options that we have with this car. I want you guys, please comment down below, and I'm gonna put a poll up on the community page and on my Instagram. What do you guys want to do for a transmission in this car? I mean, easy answer is if it's blown, manual swap, but there's also the possibility throw another 722.6 in it, 5G, or also we could throw a 7-speed in it, 722.9, the 7G, which is lightning fast in the M113s, really wakes them up. So I've never done that before. It's kind of a thing that I've had curiosity about, and this might be a cool project to try that out in. So comment down below, please, if you guys are interested in what transmission we should use or have feedback to offer. Let me know what you guys think, and like I said, look out for the polls, because I'm probably gonna do what you guys end up voting for, to be honest. As the car sits, it's got no power. I think I have a battery, so I will try to throw a battery on it. Rain said it did have a power draw of some kind, so we'll have to get that sorted so the battery doesn't keep draining. But I think if we throw a fresh one in it and keep it on the charger, it should be good. And then we just start sorting through. I mean, the step number one I'm gonna start is just pulling off the pan of the transmission. I got to double check with Rain to see exactly what they tried after the transmission appeared to fail. From what he describes, it sounded like the cooler line popped that's going to the radiator. Transmission lost fluid, started smoking, and stopped. But with that being the circumstance, there's a possibility that it could still be alive, just needs some TLC to get it back. Because typically if a transmission just loses all fluid, it's gonna lock up, yes, because it's got no fluid to keep moving anymore, but it doesn't mean that it will necessarily kill the transmission. So there's a lot of variables to that story, and I don't know the full details yet, but I think we're gonna try to have a conversation later and figure out that. But I mean, I'll be able to tell the story just by pulling it apart and start to, you know, kind of pry into things and seeing if it's still resurrectable, and if not, then we start going down the other options. So this is crazy, guys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 again. We just got rid of the E420. You guys saw the video on Monday, and we've already filled up the slot. This literally happened within the span of a week. The day that Stas and Russell got here to pick up the E420, this car was leaving Texas to get here. It left on Friday morning. It is now Tuesday, or no, sorry, it's now Monday. It left on Friday morning. It's now Monday, almost afternoon, and it's here all the way from Texas, Dallas, Texas, which is pretty good timing. So I'm gonna close up the hood, give you guys a few more looks, and then I will catch you guys once we are back in the garage, hopefully, or maybe I'll let you guys see how we get it in the garage. It's gonna take some pushing effort. So all right, you guys, another look. Hood's not closed all the way, but man, these things look good in red. I haven't had a red car since, I'm 33 years old now. I haven't had a red car since I was like 22, 23. I had a red Honda Civic EJ1 coupe. That is a throwback for sure. So having a red AMG, that's wild, guys. We got silver and black gang over here, and actually we only got one silver car remaining. C36 is, oh my god, you guys, I was counting earlier. I didn't even count the C36 is sitting out there. We got 7 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These will be down to 1 hopefully sometime soon, but for the time being we got 7 again, which is insane. There was a time when I first got 3 cars and I first got 4 cars that I was like literally in a panic attack thinking I am never going to be able to figure out how to do this, and now we're at 7. Somehow I figured out how to make it manageable. Don't quite know how. Anyways, I guess it's just you get accustomed to it, you get adapted to the craziness and the spontaneity that you need when stuff pops up. But man, I'm excited. This is gonna be an awesome journey. I will catch you guys in a little bit once we get this thing moved and into the garage. Hope you guys laughed at that. Yeah, no way. Where's position right now? We're gonna need a couple bodies here, so check back later. All right, guys. Hopefully you just saw the safety camera footage, but I forgot to put the camera out to record. Shout out to Aaron. He's back. You guys remember from picking up the car over here. But all right, 3 people. We got it moved, so now I can rinse it off and then we'll throw it into the garage. Sheesh. Alright guys, it's time to hose this thing off. See the true transformation. It's like a new car, guys. Still dirty, but it's a lot less dirty. Don't have to worry about actually scrubbing right now, but all the wheels are in good shape from clearing them off a little bit. No curbing, which is cool. Yeah, it looks good. So maybe clean off a little bit more. I get to push in the garage. Everything a little bit more further. All right, guys. Wiped it down a little bit just to get rid of the bird poop. I didn't want to leave that on there, but not gonna worry about cleaning it all the way right now. So that's how she sits. Gonna get it in the garage. All right, you guys, time to ring it in where all the work's gonna happen.
And that's why, and I hated the uniform thing, but like if everybody's wearing the same damn uniform.
Yeah, that part I like about it.
Yeah.
Because then nobody's gonna get messed up for not having the clothes, whatever.
Yeah. Look at your fake Jordans.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys back there? All right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. I know this is better than I Good?
Yeah.
Your door.
Keep going. You're good. That's probably good. Good.
Okay.
Yes. Jessica's got plenty of space.
You got it?
Are we in?
Yeah.
Yay!
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Thank you, Aaron. We couldn't have done this without you.
Thanks, dude.
Got you.
Otherwise, I would have still been sitting in there.
Poor Brooks would have been trying to push.
I can do it.
All right, guys. Big shout out to Aaron again. He'll be back because I got to take him for a ride in this thing, and if we can get the motor pulled out of this thing, I'll probably call him back too. Him, me, and Mike can probably make light work of it in a couple hours or less. So
Get it done.
yeah. But thanks again, dude. Catch you guys later for this thing. Look how dirty the back still is, but I wiped the rest of it off. So yeah, it's pushed home thanks to some muscle. So catch you guys in a little bit. Alright, you guys, this is wild. I mean, you guys tell me. We got rid of the E420, but we replaced it with the C55. You guys let me know what you think about that. This is a wild sight though. Got the coupe, the 190, the C36, the C55 OG, the MO55, CLK55, and the Mars Red C55. Insane. I'm gonna try to wipe the back down a little bit. I didn't really get the back. Got the rest of the car decently, so get that done, and might catch it out here tonight. Start diving into this transmission issue. Alright, you guys, got the trunk open. I'm gonna ask Rain to see if he knows where the tow hook cover is. If not, I mean, not that big a deal. But cool, it had all the paperwork with it, like all the documentation, all the literature. It's got some old receipts from some work done, and a nice Mercedes case. Got the front license plate holder. Oh, there's a little cup holder mechanism. Common things that break. Ashtray. It's like some little 3M. Got a quart of gas. Maybe a gallon. So cool. And this is probably the first car in a while that I've had that has a functional hook on it for the little trunk protector. So it's got full-size spare, or not full-size spare, it's got the inflatable spare and all the tools there still, so that's another good thing. Crazy story about that spare. First day I was bringing the silver C55 home, rear tires blew out literally 20 minutes after leaving the dealership. Tire places were closing. I had to change a tire literally in like 2 minutes to be able to make it there in time, and I NASCAR'd it out and I did not fill that thing up with air. I literally rode it flat on the way to go get a tire. It was insane. I was like an hour away from home. It was dire straits. But anyways, yeah, find out about the tow hook cover. I mean, besides that, I can't open these yet. I gotta go unlock the back locks. But overall, guys, I'm really happy with the starting canvas we got here. I think we're going to be able to make this into something really special, and I'm just excited. It's really cool to have a stock C55 again. I didn't think I would ever have one again, to be honest. It wasn't really on my radar. The stock radio is still in here, and amazingly, the screen is perfection. I think this is different than the one I had, maybe a little bit different. It is. Yeah, mine had the like all flat face screen, and you guys know what I'm talking about. They always bubble up, so that's super cool. Yeah, just gotta sort through little things. This thing's a little broken. Obviously that little cup holder thing, but all of that stuff is fixable. Has a little aux jack. I actually have that somewhere still, the factory one that I took out of my car. All the seals are in good shape, like door card's good shape. Little nick right there, nothing, but you got the stickers on it still, man. Yeah, we're good, guys. We're gonna be sitting pretty from not too long from now, I think. Man, this is crazy.
What do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same as Dad's other silver one. You know that?
Yeah.
You wanna sit inside?
Yeah.
What you think? Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is.
It's cold? Oh, okay, come here. Look at this bad boy. Red. What's your favorite color car now? This one?
No, both.
Both. Okay, you still like this one, right?
Yeah.
And you like the silver one?
Yeah.
And this one? Alright, you guys, day 2 with the red C55, the Mars Red C55. I tried to put my Odyssey charger onto the battery. The thing is completely flat. There's no bringing it back. So, I'm going to rip it out right now and head over to Costco to get a battery for it. I'm always looking for like the best deals with batteries. And the other best choice that I usually go with is a Odyssey battery off FCP Euro. You can run either a 94R or a... Alright guys, sorry, camera cut off, but I was saying you can run either a 94R battery in here or a Group 49. Shout out to my buddy JJ for letting me know the information. If you run the smaller one, the 94R, you just have to flip the little wishbone bracket around for the battery tie down, or little, you know, tie down bracket. So either one of those is $170 at Costco versus for FCP Euro, which I would normally get the Odyssey one from. I think it's $255 for the Group 40 or the Group 94R, or just the 94R, and then the Group 49 is $280. So still really good deals. Odyssey batteries last like 10 years, so it's a good deal, and being lifetime warranty from FCP Euro. But in this case, I like things locally because then this is a convenience sake with something as heavy as a battery. I don't want to have to ship it back and forth somewhere. Costco's got a 3-year warranty, like I said, for $170 for either one of those. So $170, I'll take it locally. Got valve cover gaskets, Felpro, those are on the way. The breather covers are nasty on this, so I might as well take care of all of it at the same time, and I'll probably end up pulling the intake manifold and resealing it or something. So you guys might as well let me know at this point. You're seeing the video on Wednesday that shows that we got this, but just in case you haven't seen, we picked this up, $200. Came with everything, both throttle bodies, the intercooler underneath, even the secondary air ports, and the seller's gonna also send me the surge tanks. So takes a lot more than that to supercharge an NA car, but that's a really big start that I got for a really good deal, which makes it that much more feasible. So it just kind of like begs the question. It's a possibility. It's not something that I'm super interested in doing, but still something that could be done with what we have here, and it would be definitely a new project that I've never done. So grill needs to be adjusted a little bit. It's kind of like sitting cattywampus. I think one of the tabs are broken on the right side, so I'll see if I can plastic weld to do something down the road. All the headlight, yeah, this stuff's all, this is the same thing on mine. These rubber trims are just shot after a while, so I can honestly just probably get rid of these. They're nasty. But besides that, I mean, a few things here and there. We'll get it looking right eventually. Yeah, that thing's stuck on the bottom side, but it's all there, which is cool. It's stock, like stock. The only thing it's got is wheels, and that's easy. So we will continue on. I'm gonna pull the battery out, show you guys what's underneath or what we find afterwards, and then I will check in with you. Alright you guys, this is one area that I always advise people check frequently because it can end up looking like this. Just got the battery in. Nobody ever put the tie down strap on it, so maybe I know it was having battery issues, so maybe they just didn't want to deal with it. But yeah, it wasn't bolted down, and the bracket has definitely seen better days. I'll check back later. I'm gonna go get the battery now. I'll check back later with you guys because we're obviously gonna pull this thing out of here, get it refinished, and clean up anything underneath. But yeah, not a pretty sight to see. So definitely check your guys if you haven't for a while, because this area is notorious for collecting debris and moisture, and when it gets locked into a place like this, that equals corrosion. No bueno. Alright guys, just got back from Costco. Got our new Group 49. I decided to stick with the Group 49. Could have gone with the H7, but just stuck with the H8. Fresh September 2023, so should be good. Like I said, 3-year warranty on those, and was $180 out the door with core. If you don't have a core, then it's $15 more. But yeah, before I do that, need to get this tray out of here and resurrected. So I think there's a couple Torx head bolts in the back, and then a few probably like 10s or 13s down there. I'm gonna vacuum this out, and then we'll get this out of there. I'll show you guys what it looks like, and paint it up, scrub it up, and paint it up. So let's do that. Alright guys, well, a little drill action later. That bolt was not going to come off. The head was stripped because of how corroded it was. So clean this up, and then we can take this thing out of here. Alright guys, well, after cleaning it up in here, it's not horrible, but it's definitely worse than what I wasn't expecting to find any of this, if I'm honest with you guys. A lot of this is still dirt, like this whole area is all just dirt, it needs to be cleaned, but there's definitely some rust forming right there around where this bottom bolt was, and you can kind of tell from looking at the bracket. That is the side that it really got through on. The rest of it doesn't really touch anywhere because it has, you know, little angled points, and the rest of it is sitting on the plastic bracket. But that part definitely was resting metal to metal. So that's just such a, I don't know, unavoidable thing. Just design wise, it's frustrating. Like, I don't know why they designed and did it the way they did. I'm just not a fan of it. This is one of those components where, like, if they just made it in a really strong plastic, it would suffice, like a, you know, like a woven plastic or even carbon fiber or something. I mean, they wouldn't do that because it's too costly, but some type of other material, composite, that wouldn't rust, because it's just like asking for a recipe of corrosion, because stuff it's gonna get down here. This is a drain area, and that's the drain hole right there, and it's just, I mean, you're just asking for it. So I'll get this repaired. Doesn't need to be pretty, thankfully, because you're not gonna see this area. And I found some Mars Red spray cans earlier today looking online, but honestly, probably any like hot rod brush on red could work in here, because it's probably going to be easier to work with a brush based off of where we're at in here. It's going to be all these little nooks and crannies, and spraying in here, it's going to get everywhere if I try to spray. So I'll probably end up brushing on and getting these wires out of the way for the time being, and just really cleaning it up and making it spotless so that it can never be a permanent issue. But that's all right, whatever, it's a done deal for now. So I am not going to try to restore this bracket. This thing is, I mean, I could resurrect it, but there's just no point. I can get one of these, literally the junkyard car will have one in better shape than that probably. So I'll double check. I'm pretty sure all the CLK ones are like that. I don't know if the 203, if that's a 203 and a 209 part, so I'll double check. I don't know for sure. But I'll just get a new bracket, because yeah, this one is basically bottom of the ocean quality. So leave that alone. And we'll take care of that later, but at least we know that's what it is for now. Coolant is also looking low, so I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, this car, I mean, it sat, from what Rain told me, it sat for a good 6 months or more without anything. So I got to check everything on it. Fluids, we'll see how much gas is left in it right now, and I'm probably gonna have to put some gum out in it and fresh gas to mix in with whatever's in there, or try to siphon out what I can, and then put some fresh stuff in it. Luckily, I found out that the E55 fuel senders and like E500 W211 fuel senders work on these cars. So if I do need to do anything fuel pump related, I can kind of go from there, but should be okay, knock on wood, that at 135,000 miles it should be okay. And another thing I'm going to get rid of, guys, because these things gross me out, these old hood pads. I'm getting rid of this thing. Don't like them, never have, never run them on any of the cars, took them off everything I've ever owned, so I'm getting rid of this thing. It's just a bad recipe, guys. If you refresh them and you got a brand new one on there, or yours has stayed really fresh, leave it on. Like my C36 is still good, so I've left it on. But if they start doing this, it's just like, it becomes a fire hazard, to be honest, because yes, this stuff's supposed to be flame retardant, but once it gets old and is dropping down onto a hot exhaust, like you're just, yeah, it's not a good thing. So let's get rid of it. All right, guys, so much better, even with the factory unpainted spot in the middle. Disgusting. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick up a spray can of Mars Red regardless. I'll blend it in here. I did that one with just some generic black and it looks fantastic compared to what it used to look like. So we'll do the same thing here. We just scrub it down, spray it with some red, and we'll be good. So yeah, some discoveries made. Nothing crazy, but yeah, any project like this, especially something you pick up cheap, you're gonna have to put some elbow grease into. So it's not a surprise, not a worry. It's just expected work and something we got to do. So we'll get this thing up to snuff. Just gonna take a little bit of time, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a good canvas, and I'm just excited. Like I told you guys in the beginning, it's just like C55 is like, you know, if you rode a bike or learned how to ride a bike when you're a kid, C55 is like the bike that I learned to ride on. And from that, now, you know, I've tried all these other bikes and I've gotten capable of doing tricks and riding on different, you know, gravel and asphalt and jumps and this and that. And then I'm back to the original bike where I started. That's what it feels like. It's super cool. Like, I'm way more confident working on these cars than I was when I first started in the C55. I mean, I was like, there was so many moments of anxiety and like, oh my God, what did I do when I was working on C55, because I was just so inexperienced. And now I have so much more experience working on this thing compared to when I first got my silver C55, that it feels very familiar and comfortable for the most part. Like, I don't think there's gonna be much that like completely throws me off with this car, just because I've touched almost every nut and bolt on the C55 at this point and have familiarized myself with almost everything about the car, to where this thing just, it feels like I already know it. And that's a super cool feeling. I've never had two of the same car ever in any of the cars that I've had over my years. Even back in the day of having all my different like Civics and Integras and all this different stuff, similar motor setups that I had, but I've never had a, you know, two of the same exact car. So this is really cool, and I'm thankful to have this thing and be able to resurrect it back into shape, bring it back to its hot rod red glory. So we're getting there, guys, and no matter what I find, the excitement will remain top notch, and we just go from there. So I guess I should explore around as much as possible, and anything interesting I find, I will definitely include you guys. I did just sneak a peek underneath, but I can't see all the way to the transmission. There's definitely fluid all over the place, so we'll need to get it jacked up properly. I'll need to take the belly pan off from the front and rear and just see what's going on. So I'm excited. Alright guys, next day with the C55, I actually picked up a few supplies. Want to show you guys what I got. Number one, ordered another key fob for it. I gotta go pick up some batteries for it tomorrow, because the stock black plastic ones come with CR 2032 batteries, and you need the thinner ones, which are 2025, to use this little updated key fob. So it's the second one I got. They're on Amazon, like 20 bucks, so a lot nicer than the plastic ones, and got a good feel to them. So feel very much factory. This one, they changed. They used to have the Mercedes icon on it. They stopped doing that, so it doesn't matter to me. Next thing to show you guys, picked up some paint supplies, and to my surprise, I was pleasantly surprised. This color is actually very, very close to Mars Red. I mean, we'll see what it actually looks like. Obviously, it's a little bit different than what they have previewed on here, but I think from my options that I saw at the store, this is a very, very close match. So my plan is to use our good old rusty metal primer. This stuff down here, which you guys have seen me use a bunch of times on the C55, silver C55 for the intake manifold, and when we clean up all the rust at the trunk seal. That stuff is fantastic. It's like sticks to everything and just, yeah, makes a really good primer base coat to use. So we'll do that, and then we'll hit it with the brush inside of the battery tray area just to keep it, you know, neat and not have overspray everywhere. Then at a later date, when I can get this thing by itself with no other car in the garage, put, you know, moving blankets all over everything so nothing's going to get oversprayed, I will clean the bottom of the hood really well, and then I will spray it with that spray can to match. So I think with how close this is, if I kind of, you know, blend it in, it's not going to be too noticeable, even if the shade is going to be a bit different, just because, you know, it's underneath the hood. It'll look better than that. Won't be perfect, but that is totally fine. So we'll make it work. I really thought about just grinding this all off, but it's just more work than it's worth. So I am scrapping that thing. I don't think, like I was talking about earlier, I don't think I am going to run the battery to the trunk. I just want to keep this thing simple and keep it OEM and factory for now. So we're going to try to keep it here. I'm just going to get this really nice and cleaned up. So my plan is basically scrub all this down as good as possible. You can see it's really not too bad. It's really just that, you know, top area right here and maybe a little bit in a few other spots, but we're gonna get it all scrubbed down nice and neat. I'm gonna lift all these little plastic trays out of the way, and we'll get a fresh coat in there. You can tell like a lot of this paint right here is chipped away, but it's not like corroded or anything. It's just chipped away. So that's easy fixes. I'm just gonna glob the paint on down here, to be honest. It's not a critical area that people are gonna see or anything like that. So just keep it simple, make it look halfway decent, and most importantly, seal it up so that nothing like this ever happens again. And move on with our lives. So I want to do it properly. I'm not even going to worry about getting the battery in, you guys. And to be honest, it's going to be kind of a boring project. So I think we're going to leave this reveal video here, guys. You're going to have to stay tuned for the next part to find out what kind of shape the automatic is really in. I will get the car up on jack stands and we'll do a deep dive. I just don't have time to jam it in to make it in time for the video, which will be on Friday. It's Wednesday night right now. I got a packed schedule tomorrow night, so I'm just not gonna get any time to work on this realistically. If I do, I'll sneak in some other clips in the video, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it right there, you guys. Let me know what you think. Please comment down below, smash the like button if you're excited about the Mars Red C55 like I am. This is so awesome. This is by far one of the dopest cars I've ever got the chance to own and work on, and man, I'm excited. What a lineup right here, guys. M113K swapped, CLK, and the Mars Red C55. As soon as this thing, the ECU's on the way back from Josh, as soon as I can get this thing fired up and moved out, you already know what time it is. I'm moving the silver C55 next to this thing, and we're taking all types of little pictures and videos and clips, so just to have the memories of having two C55s in the garage. Never thought I would own two of the same car, but it's super cool. I'm grateful. This is amazing, and we're gonna make this car amazing. So stay tuned, you guys. I'm sorry I didn't jam pack more in here, but I promise all of what we talked about in this video that I'm not able to put in here will be on the next video. So see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you're not already. Really appreciate it, and catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Tell me what you see. Am I something that you want, or am I something that you need?